I just had a really, really beautiful mushroom trip. Sorry for fiddling with it. There we go. Yeah. Ah, geez, man. Sometimes you are lucky enough to get handed some mushrooms that um, are good, and the feeling of taking them was like being sucker punched by love, and yeah, it can get a bit overwhelming at times. And I realized, I think, why people sometimes have bad trips. I mean, there might be many reasons, but one, I think, is that you're simply not ready for that amount of love. It's like the mushroom energy love is just so all embracing that parts of you are just like wanting it. It's like no, it's intrusive. You know, it's so intrusive. It gets into all your little nooks and crannies, and you know, it's very similar to Kundalini, the psychedelic experience, and I think it's doing the same thing. Heightened awareness, heightened energy in the body, lighting up all the areas that need, where there's tension that needs to be undone and blockages and this kind of thing. And it just comes in like some magical doctor, you know. I always feel this kind of thing in my heart, always feels like an engine, and these sort of, I don't know, entities or something. It's just like and it's just like insane healing. It's saying that this fungus can do that, you know. So that was beautiful, mystical, magical. And then I joined a non-duality meeting, and went on without my hat on, and I was just sat there looking like this. And it's funny, you know, because there was just this intense paranoia, this unsettled, like they've all lost the sense of me, but I'm here with what feels like a very strong sense of me, feeling like I'm being singled out a little bit by this energy, by the Kundalini, like I'm sort of teacher's pet or something, you know. And I'm just wrestling energetically. There's like a wrestling going on, like they don't see me, but I feel like I'm here, you know. then there's this kind of attempts to want to be acknowledged, and then, oh fuck it, and then it comes again. And I tell you, man, with these head markings and stuff, it does feel like I'm teetering on the borderlines of madness. And the only thing that saves me from madness is the body. And I think that's what my process seems to be about. Because when I start thinking about what's happening to me, just this existential kind of, it just, it's just impossible to, But the body just keeps saying, just follow me, you know. You don't need to work it out. The body demonstrably has its own intelligence. And it starts to lead the way and override the neurosis. So it feels like the Kundalini is just bringing the body to a state of kind of regulation and homeostasis. But during the process, you can kind of drive yourself a bit nuts. And a lot of it is to do with this thing on my head, I mean, look at it. It's so aggressive. And part of me is just like, it's very exciting at first. And now I'm like, do I have to have it? And the answer seems to be yes. And it's terrifying. I mean, I don't feel terrified, but it's so there's something really deeply disturbing about what's happening to me. Deeply disturbing. And if I didn't feel so relaxed most of the time, and if it didn't feel like this energy was so loving, like this energy says, it feels like it's desperate to love you, a bit like the mushrooms. It just sucker punches you with love, smothers you in love. If it wasn't for that, I think I'd really be freaking out. But it's very strange to look like the archetypal Buddha, but turn up in a non-duality meeting and just know that you're the only guy there that feels kind of special, and it's like, and I'm like, oh, they can tell, they can tell, but I can't get rid of it. it feels like that needs to stop happening, but I don't know how to stop it from happening. And the worry about going insane is kind of it never quite manages to grip me because I feel like I've already got it. Like I'm so fucking mad already that, I don't know. You end up just kind of, my body is just, this energy just moves me like a puppet. It's just, oh, go over here, go over there, and I mean, I look like a mad person, like a mad person. Very disturbing when you're being puppeteered like that, because when there's no resistance, it looks like I've gone insane. And when I watch back some of my footage, so if this head marking keeps happening, I just don't know what to tell people. I don't want to, it's, I feel like I have to say something. The thing is, I've managed to deal with this for 3 years and it hasn't been a problem. Sometimes I just wear a hat, whatever, when it feels appropriate. But I'm starting to teach yoga now in a studio, and I can't wear it like a hat all the time. I suppose I could, but I'm just worried that I'm gonna have to show up like this, and it's awful. And then if people go, "What is that?" I just have to say, I actually don't know. My hands like to rub my head. They're just gonna put me in a loony bin, aren't they? What's going on, man? What the fuck is going on? My life has become so surreal that this must be a dream, purely by the virtue of how weird things have become. I mean, it can't be. This can't be happening. So the mark, it fills me with a sense of paranoia, like I'm presenting myself as something, but I actually don't know what's happening, and like I'm just worried about how people perceive me and what the fuck. I've got nothing to really, give people, but there's something energetic going on, and people can tell, and children are attracted to this energy, and but yeah, I don't understand. Blind faith, man, is all what it comes down to. Blind faith and acquiring an ability to listen to the body, because most of this is nonsense. But what's heartfelt is heartfelt, and what's here is here, and that that makes sense to me. Um, Not sense, not logic, but that seems true. That seems like rantings of a lunatic. Rantings of a lunatic. It's funny, sometimes I'm like, should I just get help? Should I get seen by someone? Should I turn up at the psych ward and just knock on the door and just be like, fuck it, man, I give in? But the problem is, and it's obviously not a problem, like I feel fine. Despite all of this weird activity, I'm sort of fine. I'm confused. I'm very confused, but that's okay. It's just this double thing that is, again, this is why this doesn't work. This doesn't see a problem. This sees problem. The body doesn't have a problem. This is what I'm discovering. The body can self-regulate. It's fine. The problems seem to be always there's a seeking in the mind for an answer that just doth not come, and it's this confusion at there's kind of been a loss of the sense of we're loosening of the sense of I, of the sense of resistance. So you can imagine if that's kind of just slightly relaxed. And because I used to be insanely self-conscious, there was just something in them always in the way when I was talking to someone like this real sort of, this discomfort, uncomfortable, paranoid self, like awful contracted sense of me, and that's loosened, but it's still there. But I notice in my conversations there's a flow that didn't used to be there, and it's really enjoyable because there's a spontaneity and a flow, like a flow states when you're chatting with people, and that's very enjoyable. But then what happens is people start to look at you like you're a special person and kind of take note and be impressed. I can see people looking at me regardless of that and just kind of. So it feels like you're becoming more special while you're disappearing. See, while you seem to be in the process of dissolution, simultaneously there was a sort of aggrandizement. There's like, ooh, and it's like, well, which one? But you see, this is all in here. This is not the body doesn't really need to pay any attention to any of that shit. The body's just like, I'm cool. You know, you do you. You know, if you want to try and work out what that's about, have at it. You know. But look at how comfortable the body is, just chilling, man. It's just chilling. It almost feels like sometimes that I was so crazy that the body's gone, fuck you, man. I'm doing my own thing. Fucking, the body's kind of. It's all metaphor, but it feels almost like the body, something in an intelligence of the body is rebelling against the insanity of this. The somatic intelligence of the body is just like, I'm gonna take back control because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing up there, man. He's gone crazy. Let's sort this out from the body. Release the kundalini. Do what you got to do. Please put an end to the madness. You know, let's help him out here. I don't know what I'm talking about now. And with these non-dual meetings, you know, and these gatherings, and sometimes I just want to come. I just want to show up with a hat on. You know, I don't want to deal with that. But then I think, well, it's there, you know, so fuck it. And then I get all paranoid. I think I think my life would be a lot easier without this head story. I'm not gonna lie. I think I could just sigh, you know, breathe a sigh of relief. But I know that this energy has this vicious, passionate desire to do that, which I just cannot. I mean, why does she want to do that to me? It's a very aggressive form of love. I don't know why it's so aggressive. Why would an energy need to break skin and make you bleed? You know, is that? And nobody knows. No one's there to tell me. You know, I'm so out on a limb, and it doesn't matter. People have gone through Kundalini, and there's no one that's ever gone. Oh, I'll help you out with that. I know what that is. My mate Steve had the same thing. It's just like, fuck it, man. We gotta figure this out by myself. And you know, some people said it's just like Kundalini just does stuff. It's like a rash, not to be taken seriously. It's just a rash, you know. But it's like, okay, fine. If it was on my ass, fine, it's a rash. But it's so in your face. It couldn't be more in your face. It couldn't be more archetypal, you know, more like obvious. You know, she could have put it anywhere. She could have put a market anywhere. I mean, I'm just sat here trying to deal with the existential implications. What am I to do?